Here is something that might surprise you. In the most secular, most liberal, most digitally connected era in human history, one of the oldest religions on earth is growing faster than almost any other. Not in remote villages, not in isolated communities, but in the heart of Europe, in the cities of America, in the suburbs of Australia and Canada. Islam is expanding in the Western world, and the reasons behind it are far more fascinating than most people realize. Let us find out why. Before we dive in, let us get one thing straight. This is not a political video. This is not a video about fear or controversy. This is a video about facts, about human beings, about sociology, history, and the genuine search for meaning that is happening right now, all around us. If you have ever been curious about why Islam is one of the fastest growing religions globally, and specifically why it is spreading in countries that are not traditionally Muslim, then stay with us. Because by the end of this video, you will see the world a little differently. Let us start with the numbers, because the numbers are genuinely striking. According to the Pew Research Center, Islam is projected to grow faster than any other major religion over the next few decades. By 2050, the global Muslim population is expected to nearly equal the Christian population. But what makes this even more remarkable is where a significant portion of this growth is happening. It is happening in Western nations. Countries like France, Germany, the United Kingdom, the United States, and Australia are all seeing their Muslim populations rise. In France, Muslims make up somewhere between 8 and 10% of the total population. In the United Kingdom, the Muslim population has more than doubled in the past 20 years. In the United States, Islam is one of the fastest growing religions, and it is estimated that there are between 3 and 4 million Muslims in America today, a number that continues to climb. In Germany, there are approximately 5 million Muslims. These are not small numbers. These are not marginal communities. These are millions of people who are choosing Islam, or being raised in it, in the heart of the Western world. But here is the part that surprises most people. A significant portion of this growth is not coming from immigration alone. A growing and increasingly visible wave of this expansion comes from conversion. From men and women who were born in Western countries, raised in secular or Christian households, and who made a deliberate, personal choice to embrace Islam. So the question we need to ask is simple. Let us start with one of the most powerful driving forces, and it is one that many people overlook entirely. It is the search for meaning. We live in one of the most materially comfortable periods in human history. At least in Western countries, people have access to more food, entertainment, technology, and comfort than any generation before them. And yet, study after study shows that rates of depression, anxiety, loneliness, and a sense of purposelessness are rising dramatically, especially among young people. In 2023, the U.S. Surgeon General declared loneliness a public health epidemic. Young people in America, the UK, and across Europe are reporting feeling more disconnected, more lost, and more without purpose than any previous generation. Despite having everything at their fingertips, they feel empty. This is not a small problem. This is an existential crisis playing out across an entire civilization. And into that vacuum, Islam offers something very specific. It offers a complete worldview. Not just a set of beliefs about God, but a full framework for how to live. What to eat, how to structure your day, how to treat your family, your neighbors, your community, how to deal with grief, with joy, with money, with success, with failure. Islam provides a comprehensive answer to the question that haunts so many people in the modern West. What is the point of all this? For many converts, especially young people, this is the single most important factor. They were not searching for a religion necessarily. They were searching for structure, for purpose, for something that made their daily life feel meaningful. And they found it in Islam. Now let us talk about another major factor. Community. One of the most commonly cited experiences among Western converts to Islam is the warmth and sense of belonging they felt when they first encountered the Muslim community. In a world where neighbors often do not know each other's names, where people spend hours scrolling through social media feeling more isolated by the minute, the mosque community, known in Arabic as the Ummah, offers something genuinely different. When a person enters a mosque, they are often greeted with warmth, with handshakes and embraces. They are invited to share meals. They are introduced to families. They are made to feel that they belong to something larger than themselves. For many Westerners who have grown up in fragmented, individualistic societies, This experience can be deeply moving. There is a reason that community is described in Islamic teachings as one of the central pillars of a Muslim's life. The concept of the Ummah, the global community of Muslims, creates an instant sense of brotherhood and sisterhood that transcends race, nationality, and social class. You can be a black man from Detroit or a white woman from Paris, and when you walk into a mosque, you are part of the same family. For people who feel like they have been searching their whole lives for a place where they truly belong, that experience can be life-changing. Let us now talk about something that might genuinely surprise you: the role of the internet and social media. You might expect that in the age of information, where everything about every religion is available with a single search, that people would move away from religion. And in some ways, that is true. But the internet has also done something remarkable. It has made Islamic knowledge more accessible than ever before in history. A curious teenager in rural Texas can now watch lectures by Muslim scholars in real time. A college student in Sweden can access translations of the Quran, listen to explanations of Islamic theology, follow Muslim content creators on YouTube and Instagram, and engage in conversations with Muslims around the world without ever leaving their bedroom. This accessibility has completely changed the landscape of religious exploration. In the past, someone curious about Islam might have had to physically find a mosque, which could feel intimidating and unfamiliar. Today, they can begin their journey entirely online, at their own pace, in the privacy of their own home. And many do. There are YouTube channels dedicated entirely to explaining Islam to non-Muslims in clear, modern, accessible English. There are podcasts, Instagram accounts, TikTok creators, and entire online communities where questions are answered, doubts are addressed, and newcomers are welcomed. The digital Ummah is real, and it is powerful. Many converts today report that their journey to Islam began not in a mosque, but on a screen. They stumbled across a video, or got into a conversation online, or started reading out of intellectual curiosity, and that curiosity eventually led them all the way to Shahada, the declaration of faith. Now let us talk about one of the most fascinating and least discussed reasons for Islam's growth in the West. And that is the dissatisfaction with secular materialism itself. Western liberal societies have, over the past several decades, moved away from traditional religious frameworks. The church has declined. Attendance at religious services has dropped. More and more people describe themselves as spiritual but not religious, or simply as having no religion at all. But what has replaced religion? In many cases, the answer is consumerism, social media, and a relentless pursuit of individual pleasure and achievement.